so today's notes are about dilation. This is the last transformation that we're learning. A dilation is a transformation that produces an image that it is the same shape as the original, but not the same size. So for the rest that we've seen, for the other transformations that we've seen, the translation, reflection, and rotation, all of those have been congruent, all of those have been the same size. But dilation does not keep the same size, does not preserve congruence. It changes the size. So the transformation that's happening with dilation is that it changes the size. Now, a dilation is similar to the original figure. So if you remember such things like proportions, it is similar to the original figures. Dilations are centered around the origin. That's something that you do not have to worry about. We do see scale factor. So scale factor is something that you saw in 7th grade. Scale factor tells you how many times bigger it's going to get or how smaller it's going to get. Now, to find the scale factor is basically the image, meaning the new one, divided by the old one. And I'll show you what that means when we start doing the graph. So scale factor, basically you would find the new over old, or basically what you used to do in 7th grade is if I had a 2 right here and I had this one got bigger and this one's an 8, well, to get from here to here is times 4, right? So that one will be my scale factor. Now, if we use what is given here, new over old, well, new one over the old one, 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that is my scale factor. All right. So, which is a ratio or a fraction. That's all that is. If the scale factor is greater than 1, so you have to know this. If the scale factor is greater than 1, then the figure becomes a larger, or is called an enlargement. Now, if the scale factor is between 0 and 1, that means less than 1, the figure becomes smaller, or it's a reduction. All right, so the way that to write the rule is basically you are multiplying the scale factor. So the example that we saw here, 2 times 4 is 8. So the same thing's going to happen to the coordinate points. You will multiply the scale factor to find the new one. All right, so let's look at an example here so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, the triangle ABC has vertices 0, 2, 4, 4, and -1, 4. So -1, 4. So it looks like this, I believe. So this one is A, this one is B, and this one is C. And then it says, what are the vertices of its image with the scale factor of 2? Now, scale factor, again, all you're doing is multiplying times 2. So multiplying. Let me write the word multiply. So multiplying times 2. So what does that mean? In order to get the new points, all you have to do is multiply each one by 2. All right? So let's get A prime. So 0 times 2, 0. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 2, 8. -1 times 2. And again, if you don't know your negatives, please use your calculator. -1 times 2 is -2. And 2 times 4 is 8. So there you have your new points. So what you will do is, again, plot it, 0, 4. There's my A prime, 8, 8. There is my B prime, and -2, 8. There's my C prime. So what happened to your image? Yep, your image got 2 times bigger. Your image got 2 times bigger. All right, so again, dilation just means the image is going to get bigger or smaller. If the scale factor is more than 1, it becomes bigger. If the scale factor is less than 1, it becomes smaller. Now, sometimes they're just going to give you the graphs like this on the test. So, for example, they'll give you the little graph and the little image and the big image. They'll give you 2 images, and they say, well, what is the scale factor or what is the rule? Then what you will do, if you remember new over old, the way to do it is like new or like no, new over old. You will select the old point and the new point. So if I select, for example, this one seems easy, B prime, that's 8, 8, and then the old point was 4 and 4. And if I were to divide the x-coordinate, new over old, 8 over 4, so 8 divided by 4 is 2. So my scale factor is 2, so it got 2 times bigger. And again, you have to be careful, the new one always goes on top and the old one at the bottom. Now to write the rule for dilation, it is being multiplied, so 2 times your x and 2 times your y. Alright? Now the next one, you're going to go ahead and try it on your own. I'm not going to do this one. Go ahead and try it. This one says a scale factor of 3. So if it's a scale factor bigger than 1, your image is enlarged or it gets bigger. Now to find your new points, all you have to do is multiply each of the points, each of the coordinates by 3 to find your new coordinates. Now I will write the rule. Again, the rule for this one, you're just multiplying each x by 3 and you're multiplying each y by 3. There is no plus, there is no minus. It's just 3 in the number, the letter in the number and the letter in the number. Alright? The next one. Look at this one right here. This one says it is dilated by a scale factor of 1/2. So is your image going to get bigger or smaller? It's going to get smaller. The scale factor is less than 1, so your image gets smaller. Alright, so look at your points. -2 and 4. 4 and 4. So that is P. This one is Q. And my R is 4, -2. So that is R. And then, oh, I forgot the S. And S is -4, -4. So here is my image, or my pre-image. This is my original image, and it says it's dilated by a scale factor of 1/2. So then I know that my points or my image are going to get smaller because it is a scale factor of less than 1. So what you want to do is go ahead and multiply each point by 1/2. So now if you don't know how to multiply 1/2, let me go ahead and pull up the calculator. If you don't know how to multiply 1/2, what you can do is, so the first one says -2 times 1 divided by 2. That's 1/2. So enter, that is -1. So it's 1/2. So -1, 4 times 1/2. Again, I'm going to do one more. 4 times 1/2, 2. So there is my new point. My new Q is 2 and 2, so 1/2. My new R is 2 and -1. My new S is -2 and -2. Alright, so again, I will plot the new points. So -1 and 2, there's my P prime. My Q is 2, 2, there's my Q prime. My R is 2, -1, so there's my R prime. And my S is -2, -2, there's my S prime. So if you see, my image got smaller. It got smaller. Now again, if they give you this on the test, they don't give you any of the scale factor. They can give you the two images, and you have to figure out the scale factor. Remember, you have to do new over old. Remember, the new one is the one with the prime. Okay, so I will select a new one. So let's say P prime, that is -1 and 2. And then old P is -2 and 4. Then I select one of the coordinates, either the x coordinate or the y coordinate. Now x has negatives, let's not deal with negatives, so I'll do the y coordinate. So the new point over the old point is 2 divided by 4, which is 0.5, which is also a half, right? So that is your scale factor. Alright guys, that is it for today. Actually, one thing I forgot, what is the rule? So what did we do to each point? We multiply it by a half. Alright? Now again, one important thing that you can eliminate answers in your STAR test or in your test is to look at your image. If your image got bigger, then you know that your scale factor has to be more than 1. If your image got smaller, your scale factor has to be less than 1. Alright guys, go ahead and complete your guided practice. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.